Everyone, it's been an ages since I've been here last time. And what I want to do today is really show you how I am working with ChatGPT. And this is like an autopilot mode, but I want to teach you how to become more lazy and more productive and more effective. And what I want to show you is mainly how you approach a complex project. So by complex, I mean it has more than one file, it has a history, it has some feature requests, so it's a big thing. So how can I use ChatGPT to make it better? So first things first, know that you, as a paying customer, you get more benefits. So if you work with the simplified version of ChatGPT 3.5, you'll get weaker answers and it will be more it will take you more time to debug. So I strongly suggest that you upgrade to GPT-4 and you will save yourself a lot of hours. Also, there is something called code interpreter, and I'm not going to use that, but when you are developing, I highly recommend it because it can be much better. All right, trust me. And one last thing, there is something called API Playground where you can actually develop much better code. So this was the short intro. Now, what do we have here today? We have a custom plugin that I made for WordPress. Now, the first thing this plugin does is just create a form. So let's take a look into the forms, and we can have sorry. So there are some forms, and these is sort of simple forms. The powerful thing is that it uses Google Sheets as a database, meaning it throws the data into Google Sheets. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that we're going to see is that each time we are making a deployment in Google Sheets, it will create a new, um, what is called, it will be a new submission URL. So there is a section that deals with that, and the same logic can be applied to many other things. So this is kind of complex. But what I want to do today, let's say this thing works. It's not 100% working, and I'm going to show you. Let me show you the plugin and how it's working, okay? Before we start ChatGPT. So I have a fresh, clean WordPress installation. So I just go into the plugin section. I'm going to add a new plugin. I can just delete this one, which is just annoying. So I'm just uploading my plugin and I'll go to the desktop. Now I placed it here, but I did not zip everything. So one moment. Let's do that. And I'm on a Linux installation, so I'm not even sure if I know how to do it. I guess it's as simple as right-clicking it into extract. I guess you can just compress it and with a command like what's a command for? Was something about zipping. So I will just call it 0. Um, I like the name 0. So now we got the 0 zip, and as you can see, just well, I'll upload it, and I'll just tell you that what we have in file-wise, it's very simple. So we have a PHP file, then we have a JavaScript file, and a CSS file, and then we have some forms, and we will see them. We'll soon see them. Okay, so it could not create directory. This is interesting. Why could it? Maybe it's the name, but no. I'll just call it DMT. This is kind of weird. Why couldn't it create the directory? Is beyond me. Okay. I guess the name you cannot name yourself. So what do we have? We just installed it. And by the way, I just asked for ChatGPT to help me create it, and this is all for plugin to be. You just need a PHP file, but also you have some actions and to decide how the menu item looks and the names and so forth. And how do you enqueue the JavaScript and CSS files, and then how the setting page look. So now we have a setting page, and as you can see, I have made sections for my. So if I go now, for example, let's say I want this shortcode to be displayed on the front end, so I go to visit site, and I just, as you can see, this is a WordPress site, but it's just I need to go into sample page and work there. Gotcha. Can remove some stuff, and I'm gonna edit HTML. Just contact me. So it could be a submission form, and uh, well, basically I want to display a shortcode. So update, and then we can just go into sample page, and you see we have this form, and this form has actually just whatever I put into this file. So I have a form which outputs a form ID, and the action it's going to make is going to go into submission URL. And that's the one, if you remember, I was discussing the one with the submission URL being changed after each deploy. So I have it as a dynamic field. So now what we have here are the input types, just two sample ones, and a consent checkbox, submit button. And the JavaScript is gonna handle, is gonna add the date and format it, and gonna do some validation and check that everything's right. And then if for any reason, for example, there is a more complex Israeli font validation I've included in here. So it actually has a free regex logic to check if it's 972, if it's 05, if it's 02. So this is kind of an Israeli thing, but you can apply this to your own country. And the submission messages and the actual post. And I've done two, let's see, there are two fetches. As you can see, one fast fetch throws the data into Google Sheet, and the second fetch throws the data into a mail using Ajax. So by using the same logic, you can add more actions after each submission, whatever you want to choose. So that's the basic logic of everything. Now, because let's go back. Go back to the fort management. We'll need to cover the save URL, and this is more complex. So let's go into, well, I need to go inside the Google Sheets. So let's go to Drive. Yeah. So this is my drive. Let's open up a folder and we'll call it just like testing. So you need to bring order into your drive. So test, and inside test, you need to create the spreadsheet. Let's create it. And also, it should have some fields. So let's say we need date. So I've designed it with customer name and customer phone or something like that. We also have a source. We have a consent. And I will need to document those. Let's see if I haven't already, because it will be foolish if I haven't. So here, as you can see, I've tried to outline the necessary, but it's not that well documented. Also, I see the README, but okay, I think I'm missing a README. That's the whole thing. Okay. And the most crucial file is missing from what I can see, which is the script. So without the script file, I will be in trouble. So let me quickly check. I have access to it. So let me just retrieve that quickly. Yeah, the idea is kind of simple, but as you can see, it's getting complex. Okay, so wait. I'm calling it. Okay, so here you can see my submission from my test site, and to approach it, I need to go to AppScript, and this is the missing. So let's take this. Okay. So there are two missing elements. So the first thing, we need to let our users know that they need to do all that. So let's call it a app script. Script.js. Yum. And also, so there are some stuff here. I don't see really the submissions. Like I don't get the rules for the tabs. So let's just map. Okay, let's call it map or necessities or building blocks, building requirements, and just put it in the MD file. So first things first, what are the tabs? And the second one, guide to bring it into Sheets. Okay, so regarding the tabs, I can just copy the one that I have, and this is it. This is a delimiter, so I can just bring it here, and let's just override it. Okay, so we got some Hebrew ones, which we don't need. We'll just hide them. We can just okay, and this one is important. It's a consent. It's in Hebrew, but it's not that crucial. So okay, so now that we have, we call it leads. Let's call it test for now. All right, so the first thing we need is we need to go to our app script, and this is where the magic happens. Okay, so in a way we're going to use the Google Sheets as a database. I got you. So the same function we had here is our function. We can save it. So now we can also test stuff. For example, I have test write to file, which is this one that checks for permissions. So I do this one, and I need to allow. So I'm allowing, and here is a little trick that you need to actually authorize, and once it's offered, once it's granted, you can actually test. And I haven't seen anything. I see the file, and well, it's just been, I can see the file and I can see the test and I can see it's successful, but I'm just asking what's the location. So, as you can see, I'm in the right spot. So it just didn't get okay. It created a folder named form submission and it placed it there. And this is actually the folder I think I need to be in, but we will see if it gets. So okay, first things first, we have a success, but we just need to let's do save text to file and see if it needs another permission or anything. It says that it's done, and we can see undefined submissions, undefined. Okay. I don't remember what the save text to file does. It's just like it has the form submissions and authority. We did see it create. Okay, but it's not. It's virtual. Okay, so let's proceed just to deploy. So we go into deploy, a new deploy, and now we need to choose and ask for a web application, and we're gonna call it test leads. Now I'm gonna do it as myself, but anyone can do it. Okay, so anyone can use. So this deployment actually gives me the URL that I need, and it's a sort of a webhook. And then I need to make it to give it access as we've done before because it's gonna do stuff in my name. So yes, I'm gonna allow, and okay, so I'm gonna copy, and each time we're gonna do a change here, we will need to redeploy it. But basically, you just need it once. So now we have a URL. We can save the URL, and we can just refresh this, and let's do an inspect to see what's going on. And okay, so I'm trying to send, and as you can see, there's an error message that says the phone number is not correct, and it actually has a regex thing. So only now it will send, and it says that it's sending, and then it's actually sent. So as you can see, this is a success, okay? Because I don't know how much you looked into it, but this is kinda beautiful because you can, the plugin is ready. You can use CSS to make it look better because it's actually kind of ugly. But and I don't know if you can see there's also a consent here in white on white, but because it's I ask for white text. Okay, so it's a very simple way to stylize this now. The brain the actual brain works. And the brain sends it here. And also, I was supposed to get an email. Let's see what it does. This is also important. I think it's just left inside my work mail. Yeah, let me in. Let me inside, and we can see that I just been given a new lead, and it captures the name of the site. Now, a lot of stuff here, like WordPress, can be changed, site name, but what I needed was to get, not to the spam folder, just to get inside my inbox a message saying that I have a new lead with the phone number and the name. So these are 2 out of 2. And let's just take a look here and see we have sidebar form submissions and new text file. Once I open it, I see a log file that has the submission. So this is kind of impressive, don't you think? So zero configuration, you just plug and play it, okay? But you need to paste the app script and you need to paste submission URL. So there is, I don't know, 3 minutes installation, easy. Okay, so now the question I want to go, and I'm gonna go through 2 steps here. The first is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me throw this nice little plugin inside the WordPress repository. But before I do that, let's make a new GitHub repository and call it I'm going to call it custom sheets plugin. Well, sheets form. Well, no. WordPress form to sheets. Not the best name. So just your regular custom WordPress plugin to send lightweight forms into Google Sheets and mail and log backup. Very beautiful description. I'm going to leave a repository open. Now I'm going to receive all that. So I'm going to just paste it inside. And then git add everything, git commit and construct, and gonna git push. Now, it may look like gibberish to you, but the last thing I've done, you need to do it by heart. Git add files, and you can do dot capital A or just like minus capital A or just dot, and git commit something just to name it, and then git push. And what it done is just transfer all those files into the git repository. So, and you can see the readme file and everything very nice and lean. We got PHP, JavaScript, and CSS. Beautiful. Now let's see. Hi. Let's talk to ChatGPT. Hi. I have made a custom WordPress plugin. I have also made a video instructing how to use it. Let's say I have, but I will eventually. Will place in YouTube. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask. I want to send this into WordPress repository. What are the required steps? Okay. So submitting a custom to a yes. So we need to see the guidelines. We need to take a look at the guidelines. Okay. So there is nothing illegal. So we need to prepare it with a ReadMe TXT. So let's do that. Now I'm gonna use my ReadMe with a few changes. Let's call it Mogi custom form plugin. Mogi Form. Mogi Form to sheets and mail. Mogi send form. Oh, form to sheets and mail is nice. Let's just 1.1 it. And let's change the mail to dev@johnmogi.com. So the description is good. I just need to oh, it already done it. So we'll need to okay, so it's gonna make the txt file with compliance to WordPress. Let's take a revise to see. So I need to go into WordPress org and sign in. I think it's sign in. Okay. So we need to go there. Oh, we need to log in. Who remembers my name? I think this is the one. No. Don't tell me this is not right. I lost my password. Oh, let's just no. There's lots of zero bots. Well, okay. Yeah, we got, okay, so now we need to find WordPress. As you can see, I'm not receiving the mail. I can just use a new contact, right? Where is that thing? Let's create a new account. Username John Mogi. And let's do the dev. I have read. Oh, I don't need to subscribe. HTTPS. What's the typo here? Well, I'm at Israel. Occupation. Up. IT. Interest. AI. Art. Life. So save profile information, and now I'm gonna have. Oh, well, as you can see, the amount of logins one needs to do, just insane. Dev, yeah. Hoo-ha! Yep. Okay. Mm, did you send the spam? Mm, oh, here it is, notification. All right. So now we can create the password. Really. Uh, seriously. Save. Okay, so now we got ourselves inside WordPress. Um, Beautiful. Let's get back here. Okay, so there are 451 plugins. Mhm. Okay. just a redundant, let's say, So we need to add the txt file. First things first. Okay. readme.txt. So I need to develop some here. Okay, so first of all, latest minimum WordPress version 5. Minimum 7 point. Okay. What else? Looks legit. Test it up to 6. Yeah. So now we need to compress the files again. I'm gonna take this one into info. And I think the parts I'm missing is the one that I'm telling the users how to, let's see. This is the crucial. Okay. Sorry. I'll need a transcript to instruct users that they need to deploy app script with the following. So let's put the also I need the users to a new sheet in Google with the tabs. Add this info into read. Okay. So now it's building actual the descriptions and how to create it. This is a very important step because it's actually everything that I've shown. Okay, this is wonderful. So back into gonna place it inside both readmes and it's auto saved, so I can just again git add. כן, שנייה, אני כבר בא. git commit. אני מסיים משהו? תבקשי רגע. זה בסדר. git commit m okay, upload. Well, we can call it repo and git push. So now it's been backed up. Okay, so the next step is kind of easy. You're going to just compress it. Instead of DMT form plugin, I wanna change into John Mogi. Well, Mogi. And anywhere in my files where it says DMT, I'm gonna replace with Mogi. Just do it. Yeah. Well, yeah. So we need to check it. So how I'm gonna check it? Let's get back here. And just compress the emoji. So now, before I'm gonna send it, let's try to reinstall it. Too many tabs open. Okay, so I'm gonna go to plugins, gonna add my new plugin, gonna upload it, and here we have it. Activate it. Okay, so as you can see, it has. So let's deactivate, and as we can see also, the plugin name did not change, so I need to make sure it does in my, okay, here I want to call it Mogi. And also I want to change my mail here to dev@johnmogi.com. Hooray. So I need to, this is why it's good to recheck it before we upload it to the repo, because yeah. So again, Mogi, and we're gonna add a new plugin. Gonna check if it works. So plugin activated successfully, and we have Mogi Form Management, and we have everything the same, and everything here is still the same. So, by the way, the validation says that if you make this, you need to, yeah, so I can send, and I can check if it, so we can see it worked, and we can see supposed to get the mail. So another thing we need to do is obviously change the mail, because otherwise I did not receive the mail. So there are two things I need to proceed. So I will notice to myself. And this is actually why I cannot submit. Because, so let's say we can quickly fix the first one, which is kind of complex, but we can do it. So in the same logic as okay. Can you use the same logic here to update the yeah. Now receiving mail in my case is where is it? It's not here. So that's a new request. Certainly, I want this address to be dynamic. Mm-hmm. Now each time it's gonna write me stuff I need to find. Okay, it wasn't so tough. So let's locate it by the function. So I got it. And actually just added a new, well, two things. First of all, the submission email, you can see. I'll have to hide it from you guys because it's, well, it's not that difficult. Wait. Yeah. So we got the submission email field and now we need to store it. Okay, and so now this has been updated and only in the end instead of the hard coded email we need to okay, so it's been a hassle, but I have to fix that. So and again just compress everything inside again. I'm sure there are faster ways to do it, but I'm learning. So we're gonna go to the plugins, just do an add new plugin and upload it. And then you would say, yeah, it exists, but just compare it and crash it. And going back here, we can see we have submission email address. So let's just put my and save settings. Now we're gonna check. And gonna send. So this gets populated, and now it should send here, but I'm afraid it's not. So I need to debug it, but I can already submit my plugin. No need not. There's no reason not to. So I have read. I have two permissions. This plugin, GPT, GPL, and I've uploaded. Okay. So I cannot use the name plugin inside the name. Cool. No problem. Again, compress Mogi. Let's use the name Mogi Custom Form. Select file. Read. I have permissions. Okay, thank you for uploading. Your plugin has been given. However, that is subject to change. Okay, so I can always come back and review it. One moment. Sorry. Needed to do that. So if, so this is a great process, guys. In the next video, I will just show how it is as a basic user that works with it. But great progress all in all. So guys, thank you all for watching this sort of development process. I know it hasn't been the clearest, but give me a break. I haven't been here for a few months, a year or so. So hope you guys enjoyed that and catch you next time. Ciao.